Okay, aloha!
Aloha!
Oh wait, let me shut the door. You go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Berlin Kelly. I met Alexis on the beach, and here we are.
Yes, here we are, brah. That's how you do it, okay? You just make friends wherever you go. That's how you do this thing, okay? So, my name's Alexis, and you are on my YouTube channel. And yes, I met Berlin, and I heard a little bit of her story and was completely inspired. And I asked her if she would like to do an interview. She's in a time in her life where she's saying yes to everything.
Yeah.
So I was blessed to have her here, and yeah, we want to share a little bit about her story, so I'll get right into it. So, whenever you were 23, she first picked up drinking wine, and I'm sure we all love wine. I myself too, yeah. But wine, okay, hold on. Wine is definitely a great thing. So before we even start this, we're not saying anything about wine. She's had her own wine company and has turned it into something beautiful where she saves the planet. And how does she do that? How do you do that?
Yeah, so we were looking for all these awesome environmental causes and that were tangible and fixable and local, so you can get involved. And we can do something per bottle. So you would buy a bottle and you know something would happen. So we found rebuilding oyster reefs. We've lost 95% of America's oyster reefs. And so every bottle of our Sauvignon Blanc that's organically grown and vegan and no additives, unlike 95% of wines, which have all this like animal products and flavoring agents and all this stuff, we don't do any of that. And every bottle of the Sauvignon Blanc, we restore 100 oysters to different locations. So it could be New York Harbor if you're in New York. It could be Chesapeake Bay or Puget Sound. So we have locations all across the U.S., so it's central, localized to where you are. And one oyster cleans 30 gallons of water per day. We've lost 95% of these reefs, and these reefs are habitats for thousands of species. So super important that we get them back. And now that we're seeing them back, we've been able to restore about 10 million oysters so far, which is cleaning 300 million gallons of water every day. So like really awesome stuff. And that's not thanks to me, that's thanks for people who believe in helping the planet and are buying our product. So we do that with one wine. And these reefs also create a home for birds, crabs, seahorses, starfish, sea bass, shrimp. Everything comes back once you get these reefs. So that's what we've been doing. And they also prevent flooding and erosion. So like Hurricane Sandy in New York Harbor, all that flooding and erosion that cost us billions of dollars, billions, wouldn't have happened if the oyster reefs that used to be there were still there. So, and then we launched a Pinot Noir for bees, and every bottle of that plants 875 wildflowers. That gives bees home and food, which is super important. Without those flowers, the bees that have been here for much longer than us would be gone. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing with those.
So that is what Berlin is about, okay? If you're at home right now, just, pat on the back, bro, because I know that sometimes it seems like we can't do anything, and I'm sure Berlin thought the same thing. She was like, I work so hard, like, when am I gonna ever figure out how to help the environment? But she found a way, yeah?
Yeah.
You can find a way, whatever you're doing. If there's a will, which is, will is choice, okay? Free will, you have the choice. If there is a will, there is a way, okay? You can do this. So, I have to ask you now, why do you even care? Like, when did you realize that you wanted to help the environment? Because you were living a beautiful life, yeah? She was in New York, she was on Wall Street, she was hanging out with the wealthy, in a sense, and you had everything that you needed,
Physically.
Plus, yeah, materially,
Yeah.
physically, she had everything she needed. Yeah, it's a lie, bruh. Material stuff is a lie. It's not happiness. Like, real quick, on the McDonald's, it says chicken nuggets, yeah? It says source of happiness. Because that's all you're going to get from chicken nuggets. There's no protein in there. And there's no happiness either. What happens when the chicken nuggets are gone, brah? Your happiness is gone too. It's not happiness. It's pleasure. and giving in to pleasure is never gonna make you happy. Instant sex, instant women, instant food, instant wealth, instant everything is only going to make you sad in the long run. So you need to hold out. You need to stand strong. And then you need to be able to look forward to the future to get what you work for. It's not about instant stuff, yeah? So, anyways, how did you come to this realization about the environment? You had everything that you needed, but...
Yeah, well, I was working long hours, going out with friends, drinking, spending a lot of money on alcohol. Sometimes we'd go with the owners of the Plaza Hotel to their private house in the hotel, which was crazy. That always had like 2 Eastern European women waiting to like serve everyone. So all this craziness, and they would bring bottles off the shelf, like Pappy Van Winkle from 1928, and like these 1985
so
Bordeaux, all this stuff that like cost $10,000 per bottle, like craziness. And I didn't want to go. I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go do yoga class. And like, no, Berlin, we're all going. Get in the car. Let's go to the plaza. That's what we're doing. So I'd be like, okay, fine. So would go and then have some drinks, go home, after a few drinks, and then a lot of times pretty drunk, and then watch a TED Talk and would see what's happening in the planet, what's happening with people, that we have 28 million people today in modern day slavery. Like really
28 million people in slavery today, right now.
Yeah, right now.
Right now.
In Cambodia and India and Ghana and all over. And that we could actually free them all sustainably, meaning not just get them out of those situations, but get them also into situations that are going to help them sustain themselves. We can do all of that for $10.8 billion, which is what the U.S. spends on potato chips and pretzels. So I was like...
So question is, why is this even a thing? Why is this even a thing? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, we're a little disconnected from things and from each other and from the planet,
and we'll get to the connection, but your story.
But yeah, so I was drinking and watching these TED Talks, and I was kind of like, we got to figure out a way to get people connected to this work and give them an awesome, easy way to kind of step into philanthropy by just drinking this instead of that. And it's going to be a better product, it's going to be higher quality, and we'll just not spend money on advertising. We'll spend money on these projects, and people will spread the word themselves. And that's kind of, what's happened.
Yeah. But also, your story about how even though you had all that the world promises to make you happy, you were not happy?
Yeah, I mean...
And you even had wine. Like, who isn't happy with wine? Like,
yeah.
Wine, in a sense, numbs you, and it makes you all giddy, and it makes you all happy. That was her company. Like, if you're not happy, and you have all this access to wine, then what will make you happy, bruh? What will make you happy, yeah?
Yeah.
But you weren't happy, so tell us about that.
So it was getting dark. It was getting really dark. I was drinking a lot, and every night, lots every night, because that's what you do in New York City. You go out, if you want to see friends, you go out and you have drinks. And so I was doing that. I was waking up in the morning, and I was trying to do sales and walking around trying to sell a product that a lot of people, for me, if 2 out of 10 people were interested in the product, that wasn't enough for me. Like, that was really upsetting to think that 80% of people, which was often that, if not more, did not care. And then I was drinking, and I feel like alcohol for me is like eating at the roots of my tree, my inner tree. And if I drink long enough, it'll eat away at enough of those roots where I topple over. And so in the morning, I would wake up with a lack of purpose and direction and reason, and didn't see the point in living. I hadn't figured out a plan to kill myself, because I'm very like practical, and I'll want to like set up where money's going and all this stuff. But I wanted to. Every morning I was thinking I would call my business partner, I would call a few friends, and sit on the side of a New York City street by myself, sobbing in my own lack of purpose. And so I reached out to this herbalist amazing man, Daniel, that I used to work with, and I was like, Daniel, what do I do? And he says, number 1, no alcohol. Number 2, no alcohol. Number 3, surround yourself by positive people. Number 4, exercise every day to the point where you're sweating. And number 5, drink kava kava. And so I was like, okay, well, I can do all those others. I don't know what kava is. I'll get to that at some point. A week later, I'm serving my wine at an event, and I'm not drinking it because Daniel told me not to. And this other guy came up and he was like, oh, I don't drink alcohol. I'm interested in your project and the oysters, but I don't drink alcohol. I drink kava. And I was like, okay, so tell me more about this. And so he was like, yeah, I go to this kava bar that's in the East Village, and that's what we do. So I went the next day, and he was there, and we cheers bula, which is like cheers in Fijian. And so, and then I discovered that there was this plant, this root that can give me that relaxing effect that I was looking for at the end of a long day in New York City without having all the side effects that come with alcohol. So I got really into it, and have now started my journey to bring kava to America. So, yeah.
And that's why she's here in Hawaii right now,
Yep.
because there's a lot of kava here, and not enough, though, for the
Not
world.
enough, not enough.
So she's bringing it your way. And kava is a root, and it pretty much it gives you this calmness effect, like wine, like beer, but it's not poison. So it's not going to kill you slowly, okay? It's good for you. So that's really great. So pretty much her turning point was she didn't feel okay. That's what the turning point is going to be for all of you guys right now. You're watching this, and it's probably because you feel like there's something more to life. And I'll tell you right now, there's only 2 things in this world that is going to get you to where we are right now, which is awakened and genuinely happy and positive. And that's either something really, really horrible happening to you, which for her and I, it was the thought of dying. It was the thought of wanting to kill ourselves. It was like, that is so low, like that ends everything, suicide. And then the other thing that is going to get you to change is wanting more, believing that there is more. And I also had that mixed in with the whole destruction, and I'm sure you too. Mm-hmm. You're just like, there's got to be more. And for sure, like, she was around all these people who were willing to spend $10,000 on a bottle of wine, but did not care about spending that $10,000 to maybe help kids who are kidnapped and are being human trafficked right now and being raped every day. It's just like, where is that disconnected? And so that's where my final question I have to ask you is like, why does any of this even matter? Like, why does it even matter that you're doing this? Who really gives a flying fuck, you know? Like, why do you care so much? And why does this even matter what I'm doing, what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, because we are connected. Because that as soon as you put something out there, and I'm not talking about money to a homeless person on the street. That's not necessarily help. I think people become homeless because in America, they lose relationships, not money. But like putting out good things out there that actually people need, right? So once you do that, it's instantly reflected back to you. But if you don't see that, if you can even just like contribute something. So with the wine, for example, you know, you were buying this bottle of wine, you're drinking this wine, and that's restoring these oysters right into New York Harbor, say, or wherever you may live. We have projects all over. So New York Harbor, the 100 oysters are restored back because of that one bottle of wine that you enjoyed with some friends. And then those oysters are building these reefs. And on those reefs grow birds and crabs and seahorses and mussels and other food that people can then eat. And those people, you can see someone eating the food that comes off of those reefs. And then, you know, that person is then coming to your neighbor's shop to buy whatever because they didn't have to spend this money on food, and then your neighbor is now able to pay rent more, you know, whatever. We're all connected. It's
connecting the dots is what she just did right there. She's like, this dot's connected to this dot, and that dot's connected to this dot, and you might not see this, but we are connected to each other. Mm-hmm. we're the same thing. Like, we derived from the same thing. If you believe in the Big Bang Theory, then we all came from that, right? So when you're killing one thing, when you're hurting someone, you're hurting yourself. You realize this.
And you can
realize
feel it
this.
inside, you know?
You feel it inside, yes. And so you
Energetically.
wonder, like, why you're sad. You've got everything you've ever wanted. It's because all those things are just things. It's people that matter. And I know right now you might not genuinely understand that, because this is all a part of life. We were meant to be separated to see what we were. But now it's time to come back together. So you're probably thinking, like, well, why hasn't anyone made this video before? Like, why hasn't this already done before? Because it wasn't the time for this. It's the time for this now. Things that have never been done are about to be done. Things that have never been invented are still about to be invented. Thoughts that have never been thought have still yet to come. Things are still coming and being created all the time. We are evolving together. That's what the evolving is realizing that we are all connected, and therefore we all can love each other, because why wouldn't you want to love somebody if that's what you're just going to get back? Ask yourself, what do you want? How do you want to be treated? And then do that. I mean, it's simple. It's not easy, though. It's simple. It's not easy. And I tell you this analogy. There's an analogy out there, okay? And it's about working out. Whenever you go to the gym for the first time, you pick up like 20 pounds. It's hard. It's hard. Okay, you come back next day. Now you're picking up 40 pounds. Woo, it's hard. It's hard. Okay, you come back next day. Now you're 60 pounds. It's hard. It's hard. Okay, yes. You come back, it's 80 pounds now. It's hard. It's hard. It never gets easier. It's always going to be hard, yeah? But you get stronger. That's what happens. We're just strong here. She's been weak, so low, suicidal thoughts. So have I. Like, we were weak. And then from that weakness comes strength. It never gets easier. You only get stronger. So come join the fight, because we can't do this alone, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, we need as many people as possible to be a part of this, to save ourselves, because no one is coming to save us.
Yeah.
Understand that, yeah? Like, only we can save ourselves. Like, so if you just want to pretend like this isn't happening, and that, oh, you know, Berlin, yeah, she can do that. She probably had good parents and good education and lots of money, and that's why she's able to do that. And since she's doing it, like, I don't need to. And Alexis, you know, who knows where she came from? I don't even care. You know, let me just make up in my own head how she got to where she is and who she is. And let's just say, like, she's got it all under wraps. I'm telling you right now, Berlin does not got this. I do not got this. Ain't nobody got this, okay? Like, we are all in this together, and every single one of us is different. Therefore, we can all make a difference, okay? Each single one of us, her thing is wine, okay? Her thing is kava now. Her thing is the bees and the oysters, and she's bringing that to life with more people. And my thing is love. My thing is videos. Like, find your thing. It can be anything. Like she said, in your own backyard. Start there. Start in here first. You're never going to be able to help anyone until you help yourself. And then come out here and fight the good fight with us, yeah?
Yeah.
Because
totally.
we need you. You have no idea how bad we need you. It's rough out here. The darkness doesn't bother you whenever you're not trying to make a change, whenever you're not doing anything, when you're just getting by and living your life. Shit really starts to happen to you when your light starts to shine. When you try to come out of the darkness is when the darkness starts to bother you and tries to pull you back in. Let your light shine. Be strong. We're here for you. You're not here alone. Like I said, we're all connected. That's why she's doing what she's doing, because she realizes that the bees are connected to our life. If the bees go extinct, we go extinct. If the oysters go extinct, then we go extinct. Like, bye, it's all connected. We're all one. And we didn't know this before because we needed to separate to know that we were connected. We needed to divide so that we could unite. We have dark days and we have light days. Like, it's all a part of it. But I promise you, you have to come and join the fight with us. If you don't, we're not going to win. We're not going to win. And it's going to be a really scary place if this happens. So come join. We love you. And you are me and I am you. Like, so just come join. Seriously, it's beautiful out here when you have this. I know the days when this didn't exist, yeah? It's
Family,
scary.
love, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome.
it is. All right. Anything else you want to say?
Start loving each other, you know? People on the street. And I don't mean through material. I mean through just put energy out there, you know? And feel the energy from nature, you know, feel the love that nature can give you and say, I respect you, I'm here to protect you and each other. So.
Even if you don't believe it, just say it. There's like a fake it till you make it kind of thing. Even if you don't love yourself, say that you love yourself every day. Just try it. It might not sit well with you, but one day it will. Just keep saying it. It's going to be okay. You're going to survive. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are loved. God bless. All right.
Awesome.
That was great.
Yay.